But my girls hold me down. Them boys mess around. And my love life is a headache. We going out tonight. 'Cause
Good morning. No, he live with his mama.
Next Wednesday,
Just let it go. I want my money.
the sisters have made their choices.
I don't think I'm ready for a relationship.
But are they prepared
This is what you want, isn't it?
to live
It's just a dream.
with the consequences?
How'd you get in here?
You got somebody here?
What's up, guys? I'm Crystal Lee Naomi, aka Jasmine Borders on Tyler Perry's Sisters. Be sure to subscribe to the Haves and the Have-Nots review for not only reviews on the Haves and the Have-Nots, but also on Sisters. And while you're at it, give your girl a follow on Instagram at Crystal Lee Naomi. And I'll see you every Wednesday at 9, only on BET.
All right, Sisters fans, let's talk about the trailer for this week's episode, Complications. Seriously, after all that drinking the women did, it's going to be a complicated morning after, that's for sure. We're talking about Season 2, Episode 7, airing November 18th. Here's the synopsis. Andy is embarrassed after a night of drinking. Gary is desperate for news about Andy. Danny hears a terrible rumor about Calvin. All right, now before going further in the video, go ahead, take care of the usual things. If you are new to the channel, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 200,000 subscribers, and I want to thank you all once again for helping me reach 150,000. Also, go ahead and follow me on my various social media platforms. Links to all of those things are in the description below. Trying to reach 30,000 followers on Instagram. That would be great if we can do that. Remember, my Instagram is TheHAHN. TheHAHN. Even have my personal Instagram down there as well. Trust and believe, links to damn near everything I have is in that description box. Also, hit that bell. And if you turn on all notifications, you will be notified whenever I post things to the channel, like new videos, stories, community tab posts, and when I do live streams. And thank you all once again. We jumped by about 5% when it comes to the watch time coming from my subscribers versus non-subscribers. So still trying to get these numbers up. My goal by the end of 2020 is to have at least 50% of my subscribers making up the watch time of the channel. So once again, hit that bell, click all, and let's get this thing rolling. Let's talk about this trailer because my gosh, I don't know what the hell those women were drinking last night, but whatever it was strong because for the most part, all of them got some. So Danny wants James to take her home. And remember, I'm not just talking about the trailer that you saw at the beginning of this video. I'm also encompassing the scenes and dialogue from the end credit trailer from the episode itself. So Danny's asking James to take her home and Maurice like, that's not what you want. And I'm like, is this a nod to Maurice looking out for Danny? Even though they don't like each other, it's like, that's not what you want. Or is this just set up for Maurice going on a tangent on James? No, he wants me. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, even though James is straight. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Now, we find out later that when Danny and James are over at her place, he's like, oh, you know, this is what you want. And they pretty clear they have sex. Because the next morning, Preston comes over and catches Danny with James like, wait, is there somebody here? Because I think he hears James in the restroom. And then Danny even asks, like, how'd you get in here? And I'm like, that's a very good question. Did she leave her door unlocked? Did the landlord or property manager allow Preston to come into the apartment like they did the first time? Because remember, that's when he surprised her with like rose petals on the floor and a dinner and everything. And I'm like, yeah, it was sweet, but I'd feel some kind of way if my property manager let someone in the apartment without my permission, especially. So, yeah, it looks like Danny got busted. So that's one woman who is going to regret her night of drinking. We also see drunk Andy on the couch with Paris. It looks like they had sex because his mother wakes him up the next morning. Good morning. Because turns out, Paris and Andy go over to his place. And she's coming on to him. It's like, look, I want that. You want this. Like, he's trying to look, you're drunk. Let me try to give you some coffee. No. She wants some of that D. Throw some D's on her. So it turns out it looks like the next morning, Karen and Andy are kind of, they're together just recapping the events of the night. And, she's laughing like, yeah, wait, he lives with his mama? Yeah. So also Karen says something as well, because there's a scene where Karen and Aaron are outside of Karen's place, and she's like, wait, I don't know if you should come in. It's like, it's okay, I'll stay on the couch. We know that's the lie detector determined that was a lie, because of the fact that there was a scene where she's having like a bad dream or something, and I can't make out what she said. I don't know if she said Zach or, get back, but whatever it was, Aaron is comforting her. I really don't know what it was that Karen said in her sleep, so I don't know. But there was an interesting scene of dialogue, but I don't know who Karen was referencing. Karen is talking with Andy, and she says, he's too good to be true. I don't know if this was a reference to Karen telling Andy about her suspicions about Aaron, or Karen telling Andy about Paris, like, oh, he's too good to be true. I don't think that's the case, because of the fact that Karen really doesn't know Paris at all. I mean, the only thing it seems that she knows is the fact that Paris and Aaron know each other because they bowl together, and the fact that, like Andy revealed, he lives with his mother. So I think Karen probably had a bad dream, and it had something to do with Aaron, and now she's having doubts about them. That's what I think that was in reference to. Now let's just flip over to Fatima, who's waking up Zach to get up to go to work because he doesn't want to. Looks like she put it on him pretty well, because he doesn't want to get out of that bed. But then we also have the end of the trailer when Zach's like, so when will I see you again? When I want to, or when I want to see you. So we can tell that Fatima's going to be in control of that operation there. We also have Gary in jail. Looks like his lawyer or somebody's in there with him, and he's telling Gary to let it go, but he wants the money back, and he wants to know about Andy, because remember in the synopsis, like, Gary is desperate for news about Andy. So let's hope that a private investigator isn't hired to follow her around, just like Jasmine hired Leslie to follow Gary and Andy. Let's just hope it's not a situation where Gary hires somebody to watch out for Andy, to get intel on what's going on with her. So after that, I think the last thing to talk about is Sabrina and Calvin. Calvin saying that he wants to be in an exclusive relationship with Sabrina. And it turns out that, it's like she's the only person he wants to be with, but Sabrina says that she's not ready to be in a relationship. So that's the trailer in a nutshell for Complications, airing on BET this upcoming Wednesday, November 18th. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Which part of the episode are you most intrigued to hear about? Remember, there was the one part of the synopsis that said Danny hears a terrible rumor about Calvin. Is this something she hears at the club before she leaves with James? Is this something that slips? Because remember, Maurice knows about his money troubles and the fact that he asked Maurice for a place to stay. So I don't know if this is something that he starts. I don't know, but we'll just have to find out. So with that being said, I appreciate the support on the channel. Shout out to the patrons over on Patreon who are supporting me outside of the fluctuating YouTube algorithm when it comes to ad revenue. Trust me, it's all over the place this month. So if you would like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App. It's not mandatory, but it is very much appreciated. And if you don't have any money, well, you watching this video helps bring in ad revenue. So like I said before, if you don't want to support financially, you can actually support financially without spending any money. Just click like, hit subscribe, share the video, comment your thoughts, and remember, turn on that notification bell.